Greetings and salutations, my operators, and welcome back to Fate Grand Order Lost Belt number 7. Last time, I think we're still just repairing the storm border, and then Kamazats attacked Chichen Itza with a horde of zombies. Afterwards, we went to the ruins of another city. I don't remember what the city's called. The Can Ruins, right? Where we faced off against not Chichen, Kamazat's undead army with Nitocris, who countered with her own necromancy. And I think he left angry. But yeah, that's my recollection of this. Alrighty, let us continue. Let me just pop up those. I put the wrong numbers in the title. I forgot 12 was over. Third Underworld on Quill. Or so-so? I heard you're heading to Metztilan. I have some experience with the journey to the seventh stratum. Would you mind if I came along as your guide? I was hoping you would. I agree. We won't have anything to fear as long as you're with us, Tepu. Hey, new line working alright? Can you guys hear me? Yep, loud and clear, Munir. The planet's magnetic field is pretty strong. In fact, every stratum has its own atmospheric density, material energy, concentration, and background radiation levels. Luckily, over the past few days, Professor figured out a way for our comms to actually adjust their signals to suit the environment. We still won't be able to contact each other while we're in the underworld, since its levels seem to be similar to singularities in certain ways. But otherwise, we should be good to go. And then we should be able to communicate while you are in the 7th stratum. That's great. As support, we'll support you as best we can from here. Man, my dyslexia is just triggering crazy. You're leaving us too, Lady Nito? Aw, man. We're gonna miss you. But I guess you've gotta go since it's the 7th stratum. I mean, the 8th stratum's Kamazat's hideout. If he shows up again, it's gonna be up to you to defeat him. Take care of Big Bro Bill Draco and Big Sis Mash for us. Of course. That poor excuse for a necromancer is no match for me. And once we conclude our business in Metztilan, we'll return to your city. It would be a shame to let this new fame go to waste. So when I get back, we're going to hold the Nitocris Cup we talked about last night. Woo! I can't believe we're gonna have another sock ceremony. Nothing can stop us now. I only beat Kamazat because it was essentially a bad matchup for him. I had a number of advantages going on. But if we were to run into Talok, the Rain God again, I don't think I could defeat her as I am now. Good morning. Sorry I'm late. I went down to look at the shops first thing in the morning, and I lost track of time. And there were even other things I was looking for. Just goes to show that you should be prepped for an adventure ahead of time. Not to worry, Kukulkan. I have everything we'll need for camping out. We're all good to go. I've been guiding Bale Draco and Mash since the 1st stratum, after all. Then I guess I just need to come along for the ride. Good job, Tepu. Of course. I'll do my best. I'll do the best I can. But why do you sound so happy about this? because you've never been proud of any of your accomplishments before. This proves you've gotten better at asserting yourself and showing us when you're serious. I don't know that I agree with you with that. You two wouldn't either, would you? When you adjust your glasses, I can tell you mean business. Me too. You may not have realized this yourself, since you're such a naturally gentle soul. But you clearly feel a great deal of responsibility for the jobs you accept and results you produce. I see. Well, the thing with my glasses wasn't really meant to convey my emotions. I made these myself. They help me avoid looking upon things I shouldn't. Still, hearing what you both had to say just now was wonderful. I hope I can remember this moment perfectly forever. Okay, we should probably get going. It should take us about 2 days to reach the 7th stratum from here. We should be pretty safe with this lineup, but make sure you all stay sharp on the road anyway. I forgot we chased up Chemthoughts. I thought we still had one fighting. Jeez! Oh jeez, we're already in trouble. What the hell are they thinking? Are they trying to burn down the whole jungle? I guess this means we've entered their territory, the 5th stratum. Even so, I can't believe they tried to blast us with fire before we even got close to them. Do they just not care about the jungle or the animals that live in it? Huh? I think I just understood a little. You too, Master? I thought I made out some of what they were saying just now as well. We all may have woken up at the same time. But the Oslomed language and how they exchange information must be changing rapidly. It's incredible how quickly they adapt, especially without the Malice protection. This is no time to be scoping things out. See that guy? He's the leader around here, the captain of the squad. We'd best take him out right now, or he's gonna be in a thorn in our side for who knows how long. Alright, you guys better turn that machine gun into scrap metal and pawn off to Koyanskaya. Ooh. Do I have a looping pretender? I do not. Yeah, they're both single target, aren't they? It's Musashi time. Ah, it's the wrong one. Okay, Castoria. Chose the wrong one. Oh, I guess I don't have it selected, that's why. Still got filter down here. Maybe. Or not? Oh, I'm glad I was right about the looping. God, it's been such a long time since I used Musashi. Okay, I can ignore that. It was just this one, right? Yeah. Hope that thing doesn't have a break bar. Wait, what? The fiends. So I've had like a weird realization. I've only had 4 hours of sleep for the past however long I've been streaming. I don't know why, I just keep sleeping at 1 now. And I wake up at 5. Oh, that's not fun. It's not like a harvest of resistance, right? Oh, thank God. Jesus! It's not good. Oh, thank God. Wait, I don't have Star Gather. I'm out of buffs. I don't remember what Mew does. Okay, that's not support. Nope. Well, she knew that, I guess. We'll see how this goes. Okay, we're down. Worst case scenario, we might be able to finish it. Yeah, only Musashi can do damage anyway, so. Wait, it removed guts? Lay. And there's all Miyo's cards. Wait. Oh no. I didn't notice my Pierce Invincible was gone. God damn it. I'm a fool. That's all I need to do. All I need to do is hit it first. We would have been done. Boop. Boop, boop. Really? Oh, the minor inconvenience. I think there are cornfields around here, too. Of course. Corn is considered the flesh of the gods. It's been modified to grow anywhere and everywhere in McLean. It's also one of the dino's primary source of energy, second only to the sun. As luck would have it, we have an excellent harvest today. Tomorrow we will be entering the 6th stratum, the 3rd underworld. While I'm accustomed to it, the rest of you will be seeing the galactic sand dunes for the first time. So tonight, I want you all to get plenty of nutrients and rest up for the trek across them. I also have some sauce Baker was kind enough to prepare for us on the storm border. Huh? You're putting that black water on the holy corn? Looks kinda evil to me. What is it exactly? It's called soy sauce. If you brush it over the corn before cooking it, well, see the result for yourself. Yay, it's roasted corn! She looks so perplexed. Whoa! The burnt maize field. Oh, don't like that. It looks like Kukulkan, the king of this lost belt, is now just a roasted corn-eating machine. Kukulkan, maybe that's enough. You give yourself a terrible stomach ache if you overeat. Then again, she's eaten 10 times her body mass in corn already, so maybe there's no sense worrying. All good here. Tapu, another helping. I've been missing out on this tasty treat for 100,000 years, so I've got to make up for lost time, yes? Man, proper human history is just downright devious. You're recklessly crazy. Why would you invent something that makes corn taste this good? Do you want the whole world's supply devoured? Well, I won't let that happen. I'm a god, you know. If it ever looks like we're about to run out of corn for good, I'll do everything in my power to make sure we don't. Ah, so this is culture shock. Terrifying. It seems we have a new possible cause of extinction on our hands. I'll look after Kukulkan. Don't worry about her. Enjoy your after-dinner chat. Diana's never really cultivated much in the way of culinary techniques, so I guess this is all very new and exciting for her. I'm glad the roast corn made her so happy, though. I expected she'd like it since she's humanoid like us, but it's good to get confirmation. You know, Da Vinci, it may be a little late to be asking this, but if Kukulkan is this king's lost pup, why does she look like a human, not like a dinos? Good question. I don't blame you for wondering. Whenever humans imagine being superior to themselves, they usually think of giants or beastmen. Their tendency to mix the familiar human form with characteristics no ordinary human could possibly possess. By that standard, you'd expect Kukulkan to look a lot more like a dino than a human. Hear me, evil roast corn. Your days are numbered. I swear not to rest until every last kernel of you is in my belly. How are we sure she's not actually a dinosaur? Don't, Haptrot. I understand how you feel, but that's not nice to say. Okay, I was hoping to gather a little more information first, but this seems like a good opportunity to move up our schedule and hold an emergency briefing. It's gonna be kind of heavy for an after-dinner conversation, though, so be ready for that. Alright, I'm not gonna keep you waiting any longer. I'm sure you've been wondering about the origins of Mesoamerica in the Magecraft world, and why the 7th Lost Belt turned out the way it did. We should have discussed this at the start, so on behalf of Kalia, I'm sorry it took this long to get to it. But while we may took the scenic route to get to it, the time has finally arrived. Are you ready, everyone? Are you ready, Bear Draco? Then let's get this episode of Da Vinci's Mythology Corner started. First off, Bear Draco. I believe Mash already told you about proper human history's Chichen Itza and the relationship between Mayan and Aztec mythology, right? Do you remember what she said? Some of their teachings were the same and some were different? Very broad strokes, but since we're discussing the Lost Belt, I guess a basic understanding will do for now. Then, taking all of that into consideration, let's go over our journey so far. We originally infiltrated the 7th Lost Belt in South America to finally settle the score with the foreign god. But after breaching the storm wall, instead of the South American continent we expected to see, we found Pangea, the massive supercontinent that once contained all Earth's landmass. Immediately after, the ground split open, revealing what I can only describe as a light we don't yet understand. That light struck the storm border, sending it crashing down into this underground world known as Mictlan. As you'd expect from his name, Mictlan strongly reflects the characteristics of Central America, rather than South America. It's most likely because this Lost Belt's roots, that is, the basic basic idea underpinning it, comes from Central America in proper human history. So it'd be more accurate to refer to this world as Central American Lost Belt rather than the South American Lost Belt. True, but its surface coordinates are still in South America, so let's just stick with South American Lost Belt. Now, here's my first observation. Let's dig a little deeper into South American Central American mythology. In addition to being closely tied to the natural world, Central American mythology also tried to focus on an astronomical perspective that took a great interest in outer space. In fact, there are lots of depictions of rockets pointed towards the sky that remain in Mesoamerican murals and relics today. Why is that? The Magecraft world has a theory. They think the Mayan civilization interest in outer space may have started with a figure who already knew plenty about it. As in, an alien? Yep, it came from outer space, but it wasn't the kind of creature you're probably imagining. 66 million years ago, during the fifth of the Big Five extinction events, a North meteorite crashed into the Yucatan Peninsula in Central America. The resulting shockwave is believed to have become a massive heat wave that covered the entire planet, effectively ending the dinosaurs' time as Earth's dominant life forms. I understand dinos are different from dinosaurs, but I've also been told their bodies are equally strong and durable. So if this event wiped out the dinosaurs and changed the entire ecosystems, it must have been quite the disaster. Yep, the earthquake created by the meteorite impact exceeded a magnitude of 11, and the resulting tsunamis were easily over 300 meters tall. Recently, some people have come to believe that another meteorite landed in West Africa around the same time. But either way, there's no question about the impact on the Yucatan Peninsula. There's just too much evidence of it. There's a 160-kilometer crater along the peninsula. Iridium, a rare metal, was discovered there too. And above all, the enormous underground cavern that was clearly formed by meteorite impact. You see, there are lots of springs called cenotes in the Yucatan Peninsula. They're essentially very deep pits with groundwater bubbling up at the bottom, which made them crucial sources of water. And one of the reasons these cenotes formed in the first place was a result of the changes the meteorite impact had on the bedrock. Which explains why so many of the cenotes are connected to each other underground, like a giant ant colony. Ugh. See, this means there must have been a massive underground world right beneath the Yucatan Peninsula, as far back as 66 million years ago. For the people living there at the time, the underworld of Xibalba from Mayan mythology was very real. Over time, this underworld myth was brought into Aztec mythology as well, where it was reborn as Milan. And the Magecraft world believes that the primal fear of the locals had of Milan was a product of legend, but because that very real fear was inscribed upon their DNA. So, does that mean they had different DNA from normal humans? No, they're perfectly normal except for one additional factor. The Yucatan Peninsula meteorite was absolutely chock full of resources. And I don't just mean the kind of rare metals that are nearly impossible to find on Earth. I mean matter or even life forms that didn't exist on Earth at all. What I'm saying is, aliens arrived on the same meteorite that hit the Yucatan Peninsula. You're kidding me. I know it's hard to believe, but it's the only explanation that makes sense. At any rate, the meteorite with the intelligent life came from another planet. We don't know whether they used the life on Earth as host bodies, like parasites, or if they outright fused with them. Either way, this intelligent life arriving on Earth resulted in the rapid rebirth and development of advanced life on the planet. What's more, it did so in ways beings like ourselves, who reproduce sexually, could never duplicate. These extraterrestrials had to multiply quickly over a large area and without pause so they could cover all of the Earth. And the best way they could do that was via the natural world's most abundant life form of life, plants. This means the beings which arrived with the meteorite weren't conscious beings, but fungi with the ability to store and convey information. They parasitized Earth's plants and helped them develop their seeds. Once humans came around, they were revered as the incarnations of nature itself. Those are the roots of all Mesoamerican gods. They would attach to just about anything and lend them their power. At times, they probably appeared as natural forces themselves. Sometimes, I bet they used animals as their host bodies. Other times, I wouldn't be surprised if they used humans. In time, the people who would eventually form the Mayan civilization were born. Those who were most compatible with the fungi became priests, kings, and sometimes gods. So basically, in the Minecraft world, it's believed that it was these fungi which gave the Mayan people their visions of outer space, the fungi's homeworld. So, these aliens, the visitors attached to the meteorite from 66 million years ago, were the origins of the civilization's gods. What does that remind me of? Da Vinci, when you say fungi, are you talking about the mushrooms we know today? Well, recently, there have been theories that all fungi on Earth not only share a common language, but that they also communicate through their own underground network. A topic for another time. In retrospect, calling them fungi may have been misleading. They more closely resemble the roots of a plant than anything else. Imagine microscopic life forms that operate entirely via nerve tissue, and you'd have the right idea. I guess they look a lot like living filaments. Anyway, while these fungi or plant roots, or whatever you want to call them, were able to store and convey information, they weren't able to achieve conscious intelligence on their own. It may sound bad, but in many ways, they were like a virus that needs a host body to survive. I think that by attaching to a host, these beings were able to advance that host species and secure a livable biosphere. A carrier of the gods. I've heard they're a family of the Mage Association who's been watching over mystic fungi from the age of the gods for generations. Is this the same kind of thing? Yep. The origins may be different, but the carriers of the gods follow the same logic. The result is humans infected with divine blood, who can manifest mystics from the age of gods here in modern times. It doesn't get much rarer than that. In Aztec mythology, Quetzalcoatl and Tezcatlipoca often appeared as humans despite being gods. But if Quetzalcoatl was actually god filaments, using the king of that age as his host body, then it all makes sense. First, these aliens attach themselves to plants, which cause plant life to flourish. This results in Central and South America's massive jungles and rainforests. They then use the plant roots spread out underground as a nervous system to cultivate all around the world. Over time, they noticed the emergence of humans, Earth's prime species, and oversaw the end of the Age of the Gods. When these beings' own time ran out, they accepted they would never return to their home in outer space. They decided to entrust their hopes and dreams to their children, inhabiting the Earth's surface, humans. And that is the story behind the Mayan and Aztec civilizations. Their mythology still remembers Earth's Big Five extinction events, yet doesn't portray them in a negative light. It's a mythology focused on the rebirth of species, filled with the will to overcome even the worst world-ending disaster. So they accepted extinction and worked to overcome it. Kukulkan is asleep now, so I overheard your discussion. If I understand you correctly, Da Vinci, you're saying that that human history diverged based on the species. These extraterrestrials chose to carry on their wish to return to their home. In proper human history, they chose humans, and this South American Lost Belt, they chose dinos, us. Does that mean this Lost Belt began after the mass extinction event 66 million years ago? If so, this Lost Belt would have the longest history of any of them, by far. No, for that matter, it would mean this Lost Bell's prime species has been developing for even longer than proper human history. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all correct. But there's still a lot we don't know. It's safe to say the meteorite that crashed on the Yucatan Peninsula marked the point where this Lost Bell began. But I can't see what happened after that. Why does Kukulkan look human instead of like a dino? Why does this Lost Bell's god filament choose to parasitize dinos and not humans? The dinosaurs would have also been wiped out during the fifth big extinction event. So if the filaments were going to choose any species to parasitize, surely they would have chosen mammals, the dominant form of life, just like they did in proper human history. I'm sorry, I'm pretty sure I've at least got the broad strokes right. I probably could have inferred a little more if Holmes were here, but this is the best I can do on my own. I see. So you need more information to make additional inferences. Why don't we try looking at it from a different angle? We may not know why the god filament chose the dinos, but we do know the basis for our... But do we know the basis for our being chosen? Oh sure, that much is pretty clear. Before I go on, I'd like to just go over some facts. Bear Draco? Based on the information we've gathered so far, what can you say about the dinos? Their skin has a unique characteristic. Well, you notice. Impressive. Okay, now let's go over the rest of the answer. They, of course, have the same muscular structure, musculature as dinosaurs. They can camouflage themselves like chameleons. They can communicate telepathically. They're all herbivores, despite the diversity in their species, and they can nullify physical impacts using biowaves. It should be impossible for those traits to have evolved on Earth organically. Their high intelligence in particular. I don't mean that it's impossible for them to be smart. I mean that most herbivores simply wouldn't be capable of it. It's just not feasible at their size. Dinosaurs would be able to obtain their required nutrients for survival on a herbivore's diet alone. Okay, I got blow my nose. Give me a second. That's the wrong button. Alright, which means the dinos must be replenishing their energy they need via different means. The teachings of the sun. They're able to live on water and sunlight alone. Oh, you mean the dinos are... Yep, they're conducting photosynthesis all the time, thanks to the god filament's evolutionary help. This Lost Bell's prime species, the dinos, are a hybrid of both flora and fauna. They've been this world's dumbest form of life for 66 million years. They're way more advanced than humanoids like us. I can't believe it. I had no idea we were such incredible creatures. You sure are. You all probably don't think anything of it. But you dinos are actually the perfect intelligent life form. Every last one of you is strong, and you don't have to compete with each other for resources to survive. In a way, you're just like the vision Curiositaria had for an ideal humanity, a species whose members would never need to fight among themselves. I'm glad it was the dinos who were the ideal species. The ideal prime species. Yes. Curiositaria's goal wasn't a pipe dream after all. The ideal species he hoped to see exists right here. And the fact that they're all so kind, like Tepu, makes me so happy. That being said, even though I can make an educated guess about the meteorite hitting the Yucatan Peninsula being the branching point for the South American Lost Belt, I still have no idea why it ended up with this unusual structure. The only way we're going to find out is by going to this observatory. But first, we've got to get through the next checkpoint, the third underworld. Then again, we've got Nitroclus, Da Vinci, and the ridiculously overpowered dinosaur god snoozing way over there. So I'm sure we can handle anything this place throws at us. Bring it on, I say. My senses are closing up. Da Vinci's guesses are mostly correct. We did fall from our space. We did end up stranded on this planet. In your world of proper human history, we are the ones who instigated the fifth mass extinction event 66 million years ago. But this is a lost belt. In this world, thanks to a tiny deviation in its path, the meteorite that devastated the Earth arrived 250 million years sooner. And that is where our worlds parted ways. It is also where the McLaren you see here began. For 234 million years, we used our roots to keep the supercontinent together. But then, 66 million years ago, this planet faced its third extinction level event. In proper human history, this is where the old world ended, and a new Cenozoic era began. Instead of waiting for humans like you to appear later, we chose them to carry on. We chose the prehistoric children who continued to survive so valiantly on this planet, just like those of you who would be born later. Damn, I woke up too early. Oh, you woke up? What a coincidence. So did I. Since I'm up anyway, I decided to give Habitat a break and keep watch for her. I was just admiring McLean's night sky. Go get some more sleep. I've got the lookout stuff covered, yes. You aren't going back to sleep? Then would you like something to drink? You need to stay hydrated, right? Oh, you want to know how we're seeing stars even so deep underground? Well, unfortunately, McLeod's night sky isn't actually a window into outer space. It just looks like one. The stars we are seeing are just Mala using the phosphorescence to imitate what the real night sky of so long ago looked like. The only real celestial body here is the sun. And even that's technically a fake, since it's actually a really tiny artificial recreation of the real thing. You know, I might just have been imagining things, but... Yes? Were you only pretending to be asleep earlier, Kukulkan? Wow, you saw right through me. I didn't think it was really my place to speak up there, so I figured pretending to be asleep would be the best way not to interfere. I mean, the whole conversation would have come to a screeching halt if they asked me to weigh in, you know? What do you think, Kukulkan? How did McLeod end up like this? I wouldn't have known what to do if you asked me those kind of questions. If you asked, I'd have had to answer, and since I can't lie, well, I decided to pretend to be asleep and wait until the storm passed. I see. So you have some secrets then. Hehe. Oh, but you kept something from Da Vinci too, didn't you? There was a moment where you could have pointed out she was wrong, but you chose not to say anything. Why is that? You already know whose dream it was you saw when you were back in Chichen Itza, don't you? Is it because you didn't want to interrupt, or is it because you realized I was only faking being asleep? And you knew instinctively that if you spilled the beans, I'd kill you? I didn't even notice the contradiction. I'm not gonna lie, I did not notice what the contradiction was. Maybe I did and I just forgot. The fact that you thought to even say that proves you didn't know. I don't know why you decided to keep quiet, but I'm kinda glad you did. Thank you. Anyway, that's enough joking around. You guessed right. That dream you saw came from the Mala, the god filament brewed here in Miklan. I don't know how you ended up harmonizing with Miklan so well, but you didn't do anything wrong. So there's nothing wrong with telling everyone what you saw and discussing it with them. But there's a pretty good chance that doing so would expose a certain someone's thoughtless misdeeds. But I guess she will have no one to blame but herself for that. Well, that's all well and good, but I honestly don't remember what I saw. Huh? You mean you forgot what you dream almost as soon as you wake up? Are humans just like that? Oh man, now that I think about it, I'm the same way. I thought I was the only one who was so forgetful. Okay, I'm gonna say goodnight again. Just chuck all this up to a dream and forget it when you wake up. I mean, don't worry about anything. I'll keep watch all night. Okay, back to bed. Sosawakwe, I think. What is the third world of the underworld like? It's a strange place, permanently covered in the darkness of night. There are gentle breezes, lots of oases with clean water, and a starry night sky that stretches as far as you can see. The only downside is that dinos can't stay there long, given the lack of sunlight. It's the only desert in Miklan, and a very peaceful place for stargazing. A desert, at last, familiar terrain. Now you're starting to speak my language. The desert is indeed beautiful at night. I can even teach you how to use the stars to navigate there. Well, that's different. Shocked. Gobsmacked. What in the world happened here? What about stars? What about the stargazing? Well, this is embarrassing. I think I give up. Endless grains of sand everywhere you look. Air without a hint of moisture. Heat more oppressive even than the jungle. Matt, could you tell me exactly what the current temperature is? 8 degrees Celsius, 176 Fahrenheit? I see. That could dry up a dinos in a few days. Frankly, I would like nothing more than to go home. But don't worry. We have a specialist with us. Chris, please, do something about this. What do you expect me to do? This isn't a desert, it's a hellscape. Even if we shrug off these sandstorms, which may as well be barrages of needles, there's still the air, which is hot enough to boil water, and that's not even mentioning the weird gravity. An oasis won't do us any good if it's floating too high for us to reach. But you can still float up there on the wind, no? Mesh told me how you are the incarnation of the god of the sky. Given all your knowledge of the desert and your ability to fly, I think of no better god to entreat for help. Please. I mean, yes, I am, but floating on winds this strong would be, It would be suicide. I don't recommend flying around here or even jumping too high, no. In addition to the strong wind, everything above 400 meters is a vacuum with no gravity. It may look like a clear blue sky, but it's exactly the same as being in outer space. Exactly. Thank you, Kukulkan. I knew Miklan's god of wind would understand. The sky in this level of the underworld is no sky at all, and since our space is well beyond my jurisdiction, we'll just have to hoof it. I don't suppose you brought your buggy with you, Da Vinci? No, but I'm really wishing I had. I knew I should have been working on Bastion, Mark IV in secret. Hang on, we're not going to be reaching an oasis anytime soon, right? We should turn back. Service might be fine, but Bear Draco will make it an hour out here. Your Mystic Code's temperature regulation was just barely enough even in the jungle, right, Bear Draco? So trying to cross this desert is going to feel like trekking through a steam bath. Your canteen will be empty before noon. What are you going to do if you collapse out here? Good point, Habitat. I agree. We should go back to the jungle for now and stock up on water and then... I don't see the jungle we came in from anymore. Is the sandstorm just blocking our view? I hope that's all that there is to it. Hang on, let me send the Typhon out to take a look. Meanwhile, we should stay together so the sandstorm doesn't separate us. Hold hands, grab onto each other's clothes, whatever we need to do. Typhon's back. What'd she find out, Da Vinci? Bad news. She couldn't find a way out of the desert. Somehow, even though we only just arrived from the jungle, we're out in the middle of the desert. This must be the Underworld's trial. But making sure Senpai has enough water is a matter of life and death. If only we could at least mitigate this heat somehow. Yeah, I'm against continuing on like this too. Damn it! I let the cool environment in the first and second underworld lull me into a false sense of security. I should be able to generate some water, but as hot as it isn't going to save Bear Draco or Tepu from heat exhaustion. I didn't think it was going to be this bad either. Damn it! I knew I should have gone around the shops a little more. If only we had a yellow cucumber from Chichen Itza, we would have been able to regulate Bear Draco and Tepu's body temperature. It's not your fault, Kukulkan. Almost nobody uses yellow cucumbers these days. Only a very old shopkeeper would even think to stock them. Why does he help us? Is this what you're talking about? Thank you. Don't mind if I do. Oh. Tepu! Smack. I'm sorry. Truth be told, my mind reached its boiling point some time ago. Tell me, Bear Draco, where did you get that? At a shop, and luckily I have enough for both of us. Thank you. Don't mind if I do. Ah, what vitality! What energy! It almost feels like ice moving through my veins. Normally, being out here would be suicide, but just now, I feel incredible. Go on, Bear Draco. Try it. Just chow down all at once? Huh? You ate it as is? Are you sure it's safe for humans, senpai? Wow, oh wow. It tastes like apples, grapes, oranges, and peaches all at once. What the? So, it's a cooling fruit? Or a vegetable that excels at helping people beat the heat? Similar to green cucumbers. It did look pretty good. It seemed you only brought 2 of them. This is perfect. With yellow cucumbers that good, you won't need any more water for the rest of the day. Thank goodness you managed to find such a well-stocked shop, Bear Draco. And of course, good job making sure you were prepared for anything. Well, actually. Oh, Sheba just sent me an alert. Hostiles. Please be careful, everyone. Heat signatures are burrowing through the ground toward us. Worry not. Any demonic beast that lives in the desert is a subject to my jurisdiction. This time for sure. I, Pharaoh Nitocris, will take the lead here. The rest of you fall back and save your strength for later, just in case. As for you, Bear Draco, now that the fruit adequately hydrates you, I'd like you to help by performing some simple heroic summons. Since we're in the underworld boundary, that should be no problem. I'm sorry, what? Huh? Uh-oh. Surely they'll give her some useful gimmick, right? Did my camera die? What's going on here? That's weird.
愚かな。具体的にどこがと言われると困りますが、愚かな。天空よ。しかお望みとあらば。屍の鏡、暗黒よ。
So those bugs are on fire.
恐怖の心、暗空ねぶた受精。
Oh yeah, 9 whole %.
大逆には死を。天空よ。大逆には死を。きおの仕方ありませんね。苦しみなさい。不敬者。出ません。ホルアクティ。
So the NPCs didn't have anything special. I should have just brought my own. Because at the very least, I would have been able to just clear the first 2 waves.
可愛いし、おのぞきが合いますね。屍の鏡、暗黒の鏡、扉となる恐怖の心、暗空ねぶた受精。 Oh, good. Oh, good. Well, that's the case. Since my MP sealed, I can pretty much just do the chain and get as many stars as I can. Although I'm worried I'm gonna not survive this. Apparently I'm supposed to save my guts.
Oh, we were supposed to die. That's bad.
仕方あります。気が合いますね。屍の鏡、暗黒の鏡、扉と恐怖を心、アントゥーネルタジュゼル。私のしもべになりますか。ではミイラから下積みですね。
Should just use my own. But why are our summons sealed? Were you trying to kill me? Because if I'd been anyone else, you would have succeeded. Of course not. The summoning ritual just kind of stopped. You weren't able to summon anyone? Didn't you say you could summon any heroic spirit you want when you're in the underworld? Forget insolence. Failing to summon aid here is downright incompetent. I appreciate your faith in my abilities, but you wildly overestimate me. I'm afraid you're mistaken, Pharaoh Nitocris. I was right here. I saw the whole thing. Senpai's summoning ritual did go off without a hitch, but then it seemed like something external nullified it before it could work. I'm guessing it has something to do with a rule that's unique to this level of the underworld. Oh, I didn't realize. A summoner who's lost the ability to summon is like a bird that lost its wings. As a caster, I can understand your frustrations. Forgive me, Bear Draco. I shouldn't have yelled at you when I didn't have all the information. And as a fellow worker of spells, let me offer some advice. Don't mistake your inexperience for weakness. No one is an expert at everything. When things are truly bad, bemoaning your situation only makes it worse. Next time, I want you to try taking a deep breath, moving a few steps in any direction, and directing your mind elsewhere, away from your concerns. Okay, I will. Thanks, Nitocris. And sorry about what happened. Heh, don't worry about it. Those other insects were no match for me. They may have caught me by surprise at the start, but I got used to them. Now I can handle 10, no, 100 easily. Say, that's right. As a pharaoh, you used to command the Sphinx. You should still have the same authority here, even in McLaren's underworld. That Sphinx was actually a gift from Pharaoh Osmandias. But I'll keep that part to myself. All that aside, the fact that your summoning ritual was arboreal like that is pretty concerning, Draco. I'm not too worried about us for the moment since we have heavy hitters like Nitocris and Kukulkan around. But you're not being able to summon other heroic spirits worries me. What kind of rule could have tried? What is it, Habitat? Why are you gawking like that? There! Look there! Look, look, look! Huh? Giant legs? Yeah, I see him too! Those have gotta be the legs of some crazy huge creature. With toes that big, the whole thing must be the size of something like 60 meters tall. It's the same size as Protea. Damn it! We need to hide fast, but there is nowhere to hide. Everyone, gather around me and stay low to the ground. I'm going to open up my sacred garment. Mated power! What is this? Are you hiding us under cloth? Shh. Quiet. This is the divine protection of the great Lord Medjed. So long as we stay put, that creature will never see us. This should give us a chance to see what's going on. No way. Does this mean you were Lord Medjed all Of course not. Such insolence. Besides, Lord Medjed doesn't have a secret identity, no matter what he looks like. Right. Well, anyway, thanks, Nitocris. You really saved our bacon. What a great little portable camp. This should let us catch our breath and see what's going on outside. Now, where is that shadow's owner? Looks like it's still close by. Guess we'll have to wait in here until it leaves. Oh, but first, is everyone okay? Oh yes, I'm fine. Though I'm endlessly fascinated by this mysterious space in which we find ourselves. No issues here. I'm not injured, either. I was just so shocked that I forgot to use my spirit form. All good. How about you, Kukulkan? Oh, sure. I wasn't surprised at all. In fact, having you worry about me has put me in a great mood. Alright. This seems like a good time to talk, as long as we keep our voices down. This is the 3rd level of the underworld. So Swakwa. It's a world of endless deserts, strong winds, and zero gravity. I'm guessing it corresponds to Pankutalkaloyan, the 5th level of Miklan in Aztec mythology. Pankutalkaloyan, the underworld composed of a massive desert region. It was believed to contain 8 oases, but was also home to strong winds, which would blow away anyone who attempted to cross. The dead would cling to trees so as not to get swept up into the sky, and were said to flap like flags. You're right, that does sound a lot like this place. So if we are to make our way through this newly transformed level of the underworld, we'll have to cross 8 oases? You mean like that oasis floating in the sky? I can fly a little bit myself, but I definitely couldn't fly up there with all this wind. And that's not even mentioning the area of no gravity. The moment we get into higher altitudes, we won't know which way to float. I don't understand. Gravity is the force of attraction, yes? So how could you lose track of which way to go when there is no gravity to attract you? One of the key laws of the universe is that light things are attracted to heavy things. So in the strictest sense, it's not really possible to go somewhere truly without gravity. In situations where you're floating in what we usually think of zero gravity, it just means that some other force is cancelling out its effects. For example, even in outer space, light things will still be pulled in towards heavier things. Based on what we saw, I think we will be able to fall toward the oasis's landmass if we made it up that high. However, Hagar's flight ability only lets her alleviate the force of attraction being exerted by the land she's currently standing on, so she can't float above ground unless she's touching that ground at least once. I see. So for her to fly above the oasis in the sky, she would first have to fall towards it and splat herself on its ground. Did you really have to put it that way? Also, I can totally float once I get near the ground, so I might still be able to save myself at the last second. If we compare Habitat's floating ability to her rate of descent... No, never mind. May I ask you all what would be the heaviest object you are aware of in your vicinity? Oh, that's easy. Earth. It's got an approximate mass of 60 sextillion tons. With numbers like that, it's no wonder planes still fall towards the ground no matter how far away they get from it. But here, we can escape the pull of Earth's gravity if we can get 400 meters above the ground, right? I know we said that was dangerous earlier, but couldn't it also help us get closer to Oasis? only if we had a way to navigate those strong winds. Neither Habitat nor I can do that. So we should stick to the ground and look for a safer way to the oasis from there. Even with that giant creature, we still know nothing about roaming around? That's no question it's dangerous, but it's also our only option. Fortunately, we have Nitocris, Queen of the Desert, here to help. Suddenly getting a bad feeling. As I've told you twice now, I can't fly in these conditions. As a pharaoh, you can trust that I'm telling you the truth. So I'm in the same boat as the rest of you. Now, can we discuss this like adults? Happily getting ready to head back outside. Can't we at least draw laws to choose who leads the way? Isn't Kaldia's support all about fairness, my ally? Poor girl.
私一人だけ浮かれているということはありませんか？ありませんね。
Alright, so first wave, let's get... Let's get some NP for Da Vinci first. Nice, alright, 50. Well, not the worst that could happen. Alright, let's see if we can get that through. Nice. And Da Vinci's ready to go. Oh, bigger worm. Ah, you son of a gun. Damn it. They got me. Ooh. Really?
任せください。
I should have saved it.
了解。一歩時短装填済みです。ブーストストライクターンマスター
Oh, thank God I crit.
ハイヤーグレーストランスファー
Oh, that's not great. Still can pee. But Gus happens first and then removes debuffs. Almost there. Wow. Still didn't crit.
どう？これが最新の戦いさ。羨ましい。
Oh, he's starting to cry. There. You see, these deserts, insects are no trouble at all. There are just a lot more of them than I thought there would be. But I can't still keep going. Please stop. You've more than earned a break. But we're almost to the oasis. And we have to find a way up there before that giant demonic beast spots us. You're one seriously hard worker, huh, Chris? I get it, I do. But you need to rest when you can. You still have Lord Medja's cloth, right? Now that we're in a safe area, why not use it? Otherwise, it's just going to waste. Absolutely not. One does not casually call upon Lord Medja's protection whenever it is convenient. It is only acceptable in times of great danger or great opportunity. Otherwise, it would be the height of insolence. Chris, please, you need to rest. All these battles are taking a toll on you. No, as long as we can't count on Baron Draco's summoning, I have to step up to fill the gap. I was the very first summoned to help with the challenges you faced in his lost spells. And I was still unable to protect the border. I suffered a simple defeat at Talok's hands, and I couldn't even take part in the mission in Mexico City at all. I need to be useful, or I will be chosen for nothing. I would have been chosen for nothing. If I give up now, I'll never be able to face the other 3 servants who were thrown out into Milan while they were still being summoned. Hey, I get how you feel, but none of that was your fault, right? Really, if anyone was at fault, it was that thing that attacked the storm border when we first got here. And that pillar of light thingy if that pillar of light thingy hadn't knocked out the border from the sky, we would have had Protea and Benny Enma fighting alongside us this whole time. Pillar of light? This is the first I'm hearing of it. In fact, I never heard the story of how the border crashed either. What in the world what sort of violence could have possibly destroyed such a wonderful ship? Oh, right. I'd almost forgotten to ask about that. So, David, Tezcatlipoca, the foreign god, and ORT aren't our only enemies. We also have to worry about that pillar of light that almost split the border in half as soon as it popped up from under the ground. So we have to figure out exactly what it is and how we can handle it if it shows up again. Oh, wow, that happened to you guys, huh? Gosh, I had no idea. But you only saw that light giant once on the surface, right? If it hasn't showed up again since then, maybe you'll just never see it again? Kalkan, what did you just say? Never mind that now. That enormous creature is back, and it apparently brought sandworms with it. Lord Mentis' protection won't be any use against those. They rely on vibrations to detect their prey. Then we just have to get rid of them before that giant shows up. Bear Draco, Tepu, you two stay back with Nitocris. As soon as Master Kukulkan and I finish taking care of the sandworms, we'll take shelter under Nitocris' cloth. Got it? She's right. I'm too exhausted to handle even a single sandworm. If I were to lose and make trouble for everyone again, like I did in against Talok, then... No, we don't got it! What are you getting so sheepish for, Nitocris? You were the queen of the great nation, right? Are you really going to let a defeat or two undo you? Is that all the people of Propium history are made of? Don't be afraid to listen to your heart, or say how you really feel. Besides, you shouldn't have defeated 100 sandworms. Right. Yes, of course. I don't need you to tell me that. Come on, Kukulkan. These sandworms are no threat. I'll defeat them and the giant all at once. We got a Mash. We got a Nitocris. We got a Da Vinci. Why did it 8? We got a Happy Cat. Nah, I can't move him around. Oh, actually, maybe I should use a chance to like get stars. And sandworm. Oh, of course. Ooh, we got a mass chain.
被弾特殊作パラドクスエフェクトセット。時短了解。一歩前に。はあふっタウンマスターハイアングルトランスファー。
Okay, I gave it a little head start. That's nice. Of course. Holy crap. And a giant leg. Oh, he is not a friend. Apply evade to yourself at the end of turn. Medium chance to apply evade to all enemies. Oh? Cool. Yes. Hmm. Thank God none of those missed. It's been a long time since we fought giant foot. We're at 100%. Could use the stars though. Oh my God. Not gonna lie, forgot he was the rider. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Alright. So, let's just finish it. Ooh, nice. Ooh, nice. Been a long time since I won 3 coin flips in a row. Level up. Wait, what? Huh? What the? Wow. Is it just me, or did the wind finally die down? Looks like it, except we only defeated his legs. Maybe that leg was the whole creature, or an illusion created by that sandstorm? No, it was far too substantial for that. It was a real creature with a physical body. That much I'm sure of. Mesh, Bear Draco, have you ever seen anything like that leg anywhere else? Summer swimsuits? Nah, I'm just imagining things. How bizarre. I do still have questions, but it's wonderful to see that our two biggest threats are gone. The mysterious giant creature of unknown origin and the strong winds that suddenly stopped are no longer an issue. Now we can cross this underworld without any further concern. Well, apart from securing water for Bear Draco. Even after the yellow cucumber, I can feel my mind begin to slow down. Let's hurry to the oasis. Good point. Huh? Hang on. Is someone collapsed over there? What is that thing? I've never seen anything like it before. It's fluffy, but also smooth and shiny. Oh, don't worry. It's also completely harmless. That much I can say for sure. There's another dinos here? Let's take a closer look. What the hell? That's not a dinos, that's a human! And he's not wearing a mask, so he's not an ocelote either. Though he is dressed kind of weird.
That language. You're from proper human history, aren't you? Talk about ice, water, and hell. Speaking of water, could you spare me some? I know something that will be worth your while.
Oh no! He's so weak he could die at any moment, Master. Would it be okay if we gave him some of our water? You need to ask? Just make sure to pour it into his mouth slowly.
Whoa! Thank you. I feel much better now. One day, I will repay the water you've given me. Although, from the looks of you, I take it water is the least of your concerns right now. Same for me. But I bring you good news. Now that I have met you all, I see genuine hope for world peace. I am certainly not about to let this chance pass me by. May I ask your names? I promise I won't misuse them. Okay, why don't you go first, leader? Well... So you're runaway Bear Draco. I feel like I've heard that name before. Minus the scripter, of course. That's my little contribution. And you're Boar Piglet Mash, Light Reflecting Tepu, Precocious Da Vinci, Wind Up Habtrot, Hapless Nitocris, and I don't know what to make of you, Kukulkan. So, 5 out of 7 of you are combatants. Does this mean it's finally time to save the world?
Boar Piglet? As in those adorable little creatures? I'm honored, but why Boar Piglet? I'm fairly certain I'm not wearing boar fur or anything like that.
Just going off the first impressions, really. No deeper meaning in any of it. So, where are all of you off to next? Going up to the 5th stratum or down to the 7th?
Before we tell you anything more about ourselves, I'd like to hear your name and why you were collapsed out here. I mean, just look at how obviously shady he is.
I can't tell you my name. It would only make trouble for you if I did. But I can tell you why I collapsed. I used to be this underworld's caretaker. It was my job to cultivate it. Then one day, I woke up surrounded by light, and a certain self-centered goddess ordered me to turn this desert into a veritable paradise filled with flowers and sheep. That's just unreasonable, isn't it? Don't you feel sorry for me? Of course you do. Still, I'm a very good caretaker, so I set about fulfilling her demand. I grew flowers all over the desert, and to substitute for sheep, since McLaren doesn't have any, I fed the sandworms well until they grew nice and large. So you're the one responsible for those. Does my agriculture acumen surprise you? Me too, actually. So we're even there. That aside. For a while, things went well enough. Life was slow here in the underworld, but then... I heard a loud flapping of wings and looked up to see a very suspicious Batman flying this way.
Oh, do you mean Kamadots?
I'm sorry, I don't recall his name. There's very little space in my mind for men's names. I do remember that this Batman had a very friendly laugh. Ah ha ha this, then he that. Then he spoke to the self-centered goddess, and she transformed into a really scary goddess. You want to know what made her scary? Well, she wasted not a second before attacking everything around her, the Batman included. It was so bad, the Batman got irritated and flew off. You see? Terrible goddess.
So she gave Kamazots trouble, and he's the greatest symbol of fear in McLaren.
That's not all. The scary goddess then drained all the magical energy out of the flowers I worked so hard to grow, and turned this place back into a desert. Then she made the Heavenly Echo Shrine, and began using storms to rule over this underworld.
Heavenly Echo Shrine. Does that have anything to do with the anti-gravity zone up there?
Yes, sir. The storm around here disappeared when you defeated the Heavenly Echo Shrine. If not for that, I wouldn't be having this conversation, and that concludes my explanation. I guess that was pretty complicated for you, huh? Want me to summarize? It'll cost extra, though.
No, that's okay. Now we know that the scary goddess is this underworld's guardian, and that the shrine she made is what was causing the sandstorms. So, are you one of the goddess's attendants then? If you're able to turn a desert into a flower field, you must be very knowledgeable and have extraordinary magical energy.
Attendant. That sounds so nice. Attendants at least get the carrot. I, on the other hand, only get the stick.
Are you Dumu?
Stop right there, please. Let's just get back to business. Now, let me get another look at you. Would you tell me where you came from and what your purpose is?
I still don't fully trust you, but I guess we're not going to get any further unless we talk. We're from Caldia. You're a heroic spirit from proper human history, right? Then you should know why we're here. Right now, we're headed to the 7th Stratum along with Master Barrow Draco. The sandstorm was giving us a lot of trouble, but now that it's gone, we're just about to try and reach the oasis.
I knew it. You think you'll find exit at the oasis, but I'm afraid you're mistaken. Nobody who enters this underworld can ever leave, and any who reach that oasis will be even more trapped here. You're very lucky to have met me before you head there. Please, follow me. I won't let your precious combatants throw away their lives.
What do you mean nobody can leave?
No, that's not important right now. What's important is my safety, and all your safety, which guarantees my safety. From the oasis, she can see us down here. She'll know you're intruders now that you've destroyed her shrine too. So we need to get moving. There's a cavern I made in secret. We'll head there. Yep. This way. I promise you. It's very pleasant for a cavern.
Huh?
Yes? Hold up. I just saw something I recognized on your back. We do see a lot of backs over the course of our lives. The back of a childhood friend moving to the big city. The back of a lover breaking up and moving out of your shared home. They're both beautiful backs to watch as they leave. But if human backs have one thing in common, is that they all look like human backs. So it's no wonder mine is familiar. No, I'm pretty sure that was Dumuzid. How did you know that name? I must say, I don't care for this prying detective act. Everyone has dirty laundry if you look hard enough, especially when your clothes are made of wool.
Dirty laundry? Are you sure you didn't mean bad credit? So, you finally shown yourself, Dumuzid. I'm picking up a magical energy signal overhead. It's an A rank plus spirit origin, a divine spirit.
Hip. Yes!
Tan skin, blonde hair. Are those the intruders who destroyed my shrine? You should be honored. Most intruders aren't lucky enough to have the goddess of the underworld herself squash them under her heel. Oh, and of course, I'll be squashing you too, sheep god. Nice try with your obvious little rebellious act. You should have stuck to what you know. Did you really expect kindness and forgiveness from me? Unfortunately for you, I'm not Erskal anymore. I'm Ninkigal, the true, cruel, cold-hearted, lascivious goddess of the underworld. All who enter my garden become my property. Now, prepare to be captured for use as slave labor.
What a twist! And that is the crash. Oh, I guess we'll fight Air Skull or Ninja Gull after tomorrow. Or tomorrow. Until then. Whew, man, that was a long story segment. My throat is hoarse. But we got through it. Hopefully, there's not going to be more super long story segments, but this is the Lost Belt, so I don't really bank on that. Until then, thank you everyone who joined me today, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye!